Welcome to Comfort Havoc number 2. This is the first half of the video I would like to call Defending Jessica G. Alright, so I made another video earlier, and again, this will probably be interrupted, so I'm gonna say what I need to say and then go into depth in the other videos if necessary. In the other video, I did some introductions and all that, and so I want to talk about this video that I'm making. So in the other video, I talked about how this young lady is making this video about Avatar, and she didn't defend the other lady. I mean, she didn't condemn her either. But I want to show you guys a few things really quickly before I go on. Alright, so first, this clip from On Deadly Ground.
G.Pt1 is not online and operational in 13 days. Then the oil rights will revert back.
Okay, On Deadly Ground is a Steven Seagal movie.
But there is hope. And now he's here.
It's not about him.
Is on deadly ground. You're an oil man.
It's about her. Alright, let me go back here. Let me see if I can find her face again. Alright. So this is one of my favorite actresses. Her name is Joan Chen. I love Joan Chen. The issue of this video will relate to Joan Chen. Don't worry, I'm not picking on Joan Chen. I am really, she's like one of my super crushes. If I had to have a crush in the world, Joan Chen would definitely be on the top of the line with Kelly Hu and a few others. Not like the real crush that I really, really would love to be with, who's not in this video, by the way. So let me see. Alright. This is another thing. Let me get to the right spot. This is from Tales from the Crypt. So, there is, if I can find her. Alright, so it's called Comes the Dawn. That's the episode. Okay. So that was the name of the character. Now let's see if they show her.
Oh, it sounds like Jerry's our man.
Yeah, sure does. Except for one little problem. I turned Jerry in myself. I don't take kindly to poachers.
Okay, so Jerry's gonna come up soon. Now, mind you, this is all gonna roll around to the video.
Yeah, give me the shit.
Okay.
Enough of this. The direct order from your commanding officer, retired Colonel Parker Thomas, 477th Infantry. Yes, it's doesn't that matter mean anything to you? Hmm? It's the Purple Heart. You should display it proudly.
It's not something that I'm proud of.
Okay. This is Vivian Wu. I know you guys are like, why do you keep showing us all these Chinese girls? I'm getting there, because I'm about to defend Jessica G. Alright? I just want to get a point across really, really quickly of why Miss Mo's video kind of hurt me, but not hurt me. Now, alright. So this here is Jennifer Tilly. Excuse me, Tilly. You guys know her from the Child's Play era, but she's done other things as well. We all know her from Bound, if you're old enough. We all know her from Bound with her and Gina Gershon. So, now let me seat back down. No, not you. Definitely not you. No, not you. Okay. Let me see if I can find her. Where are you? Alright. This is the girl of the hour, Jennifer G. And the reason why I'm calling her Jennifer G is because I can't pronounce her last name, and she's from Vietnam. Well, she's American, but she's Vietnamese. Alright, now, she wants to play Katara from the Avatar. There's a bunch of other videos on this, so you guys need to go see the title of this video. Racism in Avatar and the Gatekeepers of the Fandom, Part 2. You guys need to go watch that video so you'll understand what the hell is going on in this video here. I am not condemning Mrs. Mo, whose name I can't pronounce, so we're going to spell it out for you. Sherliza. It looks like it's Sherliza, but out of fear that I'm going to mispronounce that, which I probably just did, I spelled it out. M-O-E. Alright, so it's a good channel. I love the channel. I just started following her. Here's where I have my problem. Throughout this video, there are people who are picking on this young lady on TikTok, trying to get her canceled because she really wants to play Katara. And this also falls back to the first video where she talks about how M. Night Shyamalan, or as she liked to put it, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, whitewashed all the cast and characters of Avatar. It goes into a deep montage of Asian stuff. And here's where those other three actresses come into play that I'm going to talk about. Because I, being a person who is part black, part white, and part Native American, and has not gotten an acting job since I was 27 years old. So I've been at this for 20 years, and apparently they don't really hire mixed people for a lot of stuff. Like I said in the other video, there's a studio here in Virginia, and they don't make kung fu movies or scary movies or anything else. But when you ask yourself, what the hell was the Expendables that had kung fu masters in it? Because Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, Stone Cold Steve Austin, all of them were in that movie, including Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham. So I hadn't been able to get work. And, you know, I'm not really going to war with none of the people that I just named, because it's a losing battle for me. And you don't pick your battles loosely as a soldier. Those dog tags up there, these were given to me at Fort Benning, Georgia, when I got off the damn bus. Alright? So yeah, my dog tags are real. Alright? Oh yeah, just in case you guys think I'm BSing about that, this is my veterans card. I have hair. This is my cat card. I have no hair. Yeah. Great for Aang, right? No. I'm never cutting this shit off again. Anyway, the point of the video is that everyone was picking on her because she's Vietnamese and Katara is Inuit, aka Eskimo. Pick whichever tribe you want to call, but they're the same thing. So, when I was younger, I used to think that Native Americans were from Atlantis. I never for a million years thought that we were Asian. At all. Now, being that I'm only part Native American, or as the people I've had racist relationships with, I'm not pure blood. And when I say racist relationships, I mean insults. So, in this video, which Miss Mo talks on and shows how these people all pretty much put this young lady down. So I'm going to defend Jessica G now. And I'm going to defend her very well using three of the actresses who are not remotely Native American, but they got to play Native Americans. Alright? Now don't get me wrong. These three women are very beautiful. Joan Chen, Vivian Wu, and Jennifer Tilly. They've all played Native Americans. Joan Chen played Native American in On Deadly Ground. Her character was Masu. Masu doesn't really sound Native American, but, you know, she played an Inuit. But Joan Chen is 100% Chinese. You can Google her. She's 100% Chinese. Vivian Wu, also 100% Chinese. She played Jerry Drumbeater in It Calls the Dawn. That's an episode of Tales from the Crypt where they were going to kill a bear or something like that. And then we have Meg Tilly, who played a name I can't pronounce as another Inuit person in Shadow of the Wolf. The name that I can't pronounce is Igiywook. So do not ask me how to say that because I'm part Cherokee and I can't even speak Cherokee names, let alone this name. So, why can Jennifer G not play Katara? She's young enough. She knows martial arts. Oh, there's racism involved. Yeah, there's racism involved. Didn't you see that coming? Wasn't that a slap in the face? There's racism involved. Now, when On Deadly Ground came out, no one in America, no one, thought to think, hey, Joan Chen's Chinese. Why is she playing a Native American? No one thought to think that at all. And it's funny because when I first saw On Deadly Ground, I was like, I'm one of those people. I will stay to the cast, credits roll all the way up. Yes, I'm that guy. I'm that last guy in the theater who will wait for the cast. And this is before Marvel started putting in the production things for the next movie in. I would always be the guy that would wait for the cast. I'm one of the people that read the damn thing. And I was like, Joan Chen, because I went to see this movie. I was like, Joan Chen. It's like, why does that name sound familiar? Joan Chen. Oh, because she's one of my favorite actresses, and she's Chinese. Boom! It's like, but she played a Native American. Boom! And I was like, wait a minute. How is she playing a Native American? Chinese people aren't Native Americans. This, again, was before my Korean friend and son of a preacher had a bet with me, which I lost, proving that Native Americans are biologically Asian. Because I was way behind the 8 ball on that. When I was a kid, I just thought I was black and white. When I found out I was part Native American, oh God, the paper really got worse. Because I was already having problems in school being both black and white. So when I found out I was part Native American, the problem scale went from mediocre to, uh-oh, you're screwed. So then kids had one more thing to pick on me about. And I didn't know I was part Native American until 5th grade. I just thought I was black and white. Which explains a lot of the difference between my great-grandmother, my grandmother, and myself on my father's side. And my grandmother on my mother's side, who's also part Native American. And her husband, my mother's father, was part black and part white. But he looked more white than black. He just looked like a white man with a tan. Okay, he had white hair. Anyway, that being said about my history, here I was just wondering, what is my friend talking about? So we went to the library, and we got like a mess load of books. 5 history books, 5 dictionaries, 5 encyclopedias. We went through some books. And each one said the same thing. The Native Americans crossed the land bridge from Asia, Siberia to Americas. And they splintered down. It was worded totally different because it leaves off the important facts that Native Americans, who are biologically Asian, is there in those books. And my dumb ass was on the other side of the track. Oh no, we're from Atlantis. When Atlantis sunk, we discovered America. We were great. We had magic. We had technology. We had all that shit. If that was the case, America would be a different place. Okay? No. We were defeated by gunpowder and sickness, which something Native Americans did not have. However, gunpowder came from Chinese. Marco Polo stole it. Just like pasta came from Asia. Marco Polo stole it. Okay. So some of our heroes, who we count as heroes, were actually anti-heroes and thieves. Marco Polo. Anyway, moving on. This young lady is from Vietnam. Vietnamans are Asians. Native Americans are Asians. Chinese are Asians. Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean, North and South. People from Laos. People from Jakarta, Indonesia. Taiwan. Oh yeah, I forgot. Polynesians are also Asians. So people from Hawaii, Samoa, the Fiji Islands are mixed. But, because there's Asians, micro-Asians, and mini-Asians or something like that. But anyway. Alright. Now, I'm going to defend this girl to the highest ability of my defense due to the fact that I got ground to stand on. If you're just coming in and you're just watching, at the beginning of this video, I showed you a clip of Joan Chen as Masu. I showed you a picture of Vivian Wu as Jerry Jombita and Jennifer Tilly as Inukyuk. I didn't say that shit right at all. As an Inuit. So, 2 of them played Inuits. Alright? Because we don't know what Jerry Drumbeaters actually was. We do know that in that episode it was in the winter, so she may have been an Inuit too. So, if these three Chinese women, Meg Tilly technically is Filipino, but Chan, because her real last name is actually Chan instead of Tilly, she took her mom's last name, but her dad's Asian, his last name is Chan, not Jackie Chan, but you guys can Google them and find all this stuff out. You can go fact check everything I'm telling you about Joan Chen, Jennifer Tilly, and Vivian Wu, if you don't want to believe me, but they're full on East Asian. You know, the two of them are for sure Chinese. Jennifer Tilly, questionable because she's actually Canadian. So that's in question right there. And I also found out a fun fact that she's the older sister, not Meg. I always thought Meg was older than her. So in this case, the older sister is actually more beautiful than the younger sister. No offense, Meg. But anyway, I don't know if Meg's ever played anybody Inuit or Native Americanish, but I know that Jennifer did at least once. And most people know Jennifer Tilly by the way she talks, because she has that Fran Dresser raspy thing for females going on. So, Jessica G wants to play Katara for the Netflix show, and they want to age up the characters or whatever. But this young girl went through hell. If you watch the videos that I'm talking to you about, the race of Avatar and the Gate to the Fan Freedom Part 2, Gatekeepers of Fandom Part 2, you'll understand why I'm here. So in this video, Miss Mo, forgive me, because I'm going to have to show these people because they have no idea what I'm talking about. So we're going to click that.
This is my old headshot back when I had long hair. So back when I was in high school, I went to the acting conservatory at OSHA. And as you can tell, my profile picture is Katara, but that is not just because it is trendy and cute right now, but because I've been pestering my friends that I should be Katara in the live action for 2 years straight. Here are some of the reasons why I should be Katara. I do real Shaolin Kempo. So real, I got the amazing opportunity to travel to China and test for my black belt, as well as perform in front of the abbot and the Shaolin monks. And I am actually Asian, Vietnamese to be specific. I have now proven to be a triple threat, Asian, acting, and karate. So it would be amazing if you could help me out with this TikTok.
Shaolin is Kung Fu.
Katara's Inuit. She's not Vietnamese,
Here's why I'm
baby
pissed.
girl. Like, her second video after that video was like, you know what, Inuit girls, you can audition even though I fit everything except for the race part.
Indigenous actors are so underrepresented across the board that this is an excellent opportunity to give them a chance. And even though the one-to-one parallel doesn't exist, the War Tribe is specifically such a cultural touchstone for these cultures in mainstream media. And that is not the case for, say, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, or Indian groups, because typically they do receive more representation.
I think that the role should go to an actress who is native or has indigenous blood.
People of color are not interchangeable for roles.
I don't care who plays Katara in the live-action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Wait for it.
All I care is that the actress better be the same race as Katara. Okay, I am tired of these actors out here playing these characters who are not even the same race as them, okay? I would like to be Sokka. Like, I would love to audition for Sokka, but I'm not, because I'm not his race.
There's actually this very insightful thread where you can read in detail how the showrunner...
Okay, so in that corner there, that's an Inuit girl. Crapola. Hope you guys are still recording. But in this corner right here, not this beautiful lady here whose video this is, but in this corner here, you can't really tell with her and her, because they're both Asian. She's just Eskimoan or Inuit versus the cartoon character whose eyes are like anime wide. So, let me go a little further.
Faced a lot of track of Inuit culture.
Okay, right there. Stop. Go back. This is why I hate technology. Alright. Hold on. Oh, come on, damn it. And people wonder why I hate technology. Oh, for God's sake. Alright, Miss Mose here is gonna play a bunch of the hater stuff. Let me unmute this damn thing.
Or has indigenous blood.
People of color are not interchangeable for roles.
I don't care who plays Katara.
Past that.
I really despise stupid, hateful drama on the internet. Some of the parody TikToks were pretty funny.
This is Zuko from Avatar:
Okay,
The Last
that's
Airbender.
the only thing me and her
If you
disagree
didn't know,
with.
Netflix is making a live-action adaptation, and I've always wanted to audition. Here's my headshot. I actually burned myself to look like Zuko.
This is Unfried Dough from Avatar: The
Just
Last
wait for
Airbender. If you didn't know, they are making a Netflix series, and I've always wanted to audition. This is a headshot of me I just took as...
Yeah, so you get the idea. Although I don't actively make content on that app anymore, I am quite often on there, and I gotta say, this drama made me feel kind of uncomfortable. And it's not that I don't
Yeah, wrong button.
Katara, but the sheer amount of hate I saw towards this girl just because she shared her little dream was so unnecessary. And it just goes to show how bitter some people are. I don't know how old she is, but
I don't
she
think
seems very young.
she
So
didn't
her
do enough
response
defending.
after that was kind of immature and emotional.
Fuck SJWs. Fuck them. Fuck them all. Fuck them all. Because literally, they cannot handle free speech. They literally can't. They can sit here, be entitled little brats, beg apologies from people because they hate themselves.
Yeah, I mean, I get...
Okay, now, this beautiful lady did not defend Jessica G. Alright? So that's why I'm here. Alright? I'm going to defend Jessica G. Didn't I mute this damn thing? I'm going to defend Jessica G for the simple fact that Miss Mo could have done a little bit better of a job at defending her. She does defend her a little bit, but not to the point that I'm going to defend this young lady. Because this young lady did not deserve the hate. Alright? When I started making independent films, I made independent films to teach lessons. So all my characters are multicultural. They are either part Native American and black, or either part Chinese or some other Asian ethnicity and black, because people have no idea what the hell I am. So generally I wound up either being Hawaiian, Native American, or Chinese or Japanese. Just depends on where I wanted to carry the story. And I did that because most people who are Asian descent, hey, what Asian race are you mixed with? I get that all the time. I'm okay with it because at the time when I first got it, this is how me and my friend got into this conversation in the first place. At the time when it was happening, I didn't know Native Americans were biologically Asian, and I kept telling him, I was like, dude, I'm not Asian. I'm Native American, black and white, but I'm not Asian. Yeah, it's like, no, you're Asian. I was like, no, I'm not. That's how we got into the clusterfuck of going to the library and him winning the bet. So that being said, learning something about myself that day really changed me and opened my eyes. So when I started making independent films, I started saying, okay, well, I'm not Tiger Woods. I don't look Asian enough. But if, again, Joan Chen, Vivian Wu, and Meg Tilly can play a Native American, why the hell can't I play someone who's half Chinese? Alright? Granted, they don't really look that Chinese. Alright? Then again, I wouldn't know. I haven't really met anybody who's half Chinese and black. Usually the people that I've met, if they're mixed with any Asian, they look like they're full Asian. I've met some people who were Vietnamese and Korean who were mixed, but they still look full Asian because they were just mixed with two different Asian cultures. Alright? So that's how that worked out. But when I go on these casting calls and things, I clearly don't look black enough for those people. I've shaved my head bald a couple of times. I'm not tall enough, for one, because I'm only 5'3" and a half. If you want to count that half. If not, then I'm only 5'3". And I've, only thing I haven't done is show up in war paint. No. Everything else involving haircuts, changing clothes. I went to a casting call twice in one day. And I got the same shit both times. The first time I went there, I didn't have a haircut. My hair was curly. It was all over my head. And they were like, okay, Mr. Williams? I said, yeah. He said, well, we have another audition, a casting call at 4. Maybe if you get a haircut, come back. So, did that. Now, this time I wasn't completely bald. I have adventures, trust me. So I went back and they told me that I still wasn't what they were looking for, even though I had a high and tight haircut. So I got my haircut. I could have just kept the hair, and I still wouldn't have got the job. So, for this young lady, Jennifer, excuse me, I don't know why I keep calling her Jennifer. Somebody named Jennifer is bothering me right now. So, Jessica G, I'm with you. Because I also studied martial arts, and I've been doing it since I was 7 years old. I haven't caught a break. It's basically a useless talent. I know how to fight because I've been a street fighter since I was 6 years old till I was 12 years old. Learning martial arts just benefited me in fighting. But as for getting places in the world, it's gotten me nowhere. Now, it's gotten people to leave me the hell alone, but, it's gotten me nowhere. So, I go to when they had Bruce Almighty being filmed here in Crozet. And this is where I come up with the other video of asking you guys here on Facebook if I should just bill myself as a Native American, because when I went to Bruce Almighty, they were also making Pocahontas with Colin Farrell, the guy that played Bullseye in Deadpool, and Christian Bale. Now, I didn't know that was being filmed at the time because I just really wanted to at least be an extra on Bruce Almighty. So when these casting calls come through and I get word of it, oh, you better believe I shoot my ass out there and I get rejected every time. Every time. Not once has anybody given me a SpongeBob card and said, we'll see you after this is over. No, they haven't. What I have gotten is, you're not a bad looking man, Mr. Williams, but you're not what we're looking for, because there is a list of what they're looking for. And instead of them being specific, they pretty much hope and pray that someone that they can adapt to what they're looking for is there. I am a commodity because there's not too many biracial, multicultural people writing stories to write about us to begin with. As my journey went on, at Bruce Almighty, there was a lady who was Native American at the casting, which is how I found out about the casting for the Pocahontas movie with Colin Farrell and Christian Bale, because both of them played a John. Colin Farrell, I believe, was John Smith, and Christian Bale was John Roth, who were wanting to marry Pocahontas and taking her back to England. Okay, so now that we got that established, I didn't think I looked Native American enough. I just thought I looked black. Who knew? So when I got to Bruce Almighty, I'm standing in line, and one of the casting directors, she's leaving. And she's like, why are you in this line? I said, because I'm trying to be an extra for this movie, Evan Almighty. And she's like, they're looking for Native American actors down in North Carolina for this Pocahontas movie. I said, ma'am, I'm not all the way Native American. She says, well, you could probably pass. And I was like, okay, well, at the time, I didn't have a car. I said, well, ma'am, unless you're going to give me a ride down there, I need to stay in this line. Got to damn near the end of the line, and they cut off getting extras. So I stand in the line all day for absolutely nothing. So when I am here defending Jessica G, it's because of this factor. I am not Chinese. I don't remotely look Chinese. And maybe I do, I don't know. To whoever may think that I look Chinese, thank you. To my friend who introduced me to the actual history of Native Americans, or refreshed my history course about Native Americans being Asian, thank you. I left his name off for a reason. I don't want to get him involved in anything, just in case this comes back to bite me in the arse later. So, I was working martial arts when I met him. And at the time, there was rumors about Asians going around beating up people who think they know martial arts. And I was working my bow staff, and when he showed up, I thought that was going to happen, but we became good friends, and that didn't happen. We went to the library, we discovered, because we also had a class together, which we also discovered. So, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, I gotta open my eyes and re-educate. So Miss G here, who's Vietnamese, I'm all American, point blank. As far as I know, I haven't took a genealogy test to find out how much of what, but I'm mostly all American. My ties are mostly here in America. So whenever I get that done, I'll make a video, if I ever get that done, because I need to get that done so I can submit it to the American Bureau of Native American Affairs, and so they can submit it to a Cherokee Nation, and if the Cherokee Nation decides to have me, and there's a whole lot more to go with that, but we're not going to go there, because this video is almost 30 minutes long. So I'm going to make a part 2, and if you guys want to see that, please stick around. Thanks for watching. Just come for having